1 minute you're witnessing a symphony of chaos and tactical brilliance that only Battlefield can pull off. The next, you're wrestling with some bug or bizarre design choice, wondering if you're cursed. The Battlefield 6 beta is here and it has absolutely split the community down the middle. So it's a brilliant mess or just a broken one? I've spent this beta weekend in the trenches on every map and mode to figure it out, and let me tell you, it's been a roller coaster. Today I'm breaking down the 5 things I absolutely hate, the parts that made me want to rage quit, and the 5 things I genuinely love that convinced me this could be the best Battlefield in years. So let's get into it. There's a reason so many of us keep coming back, and this beta proves the magic is still here. Here are 5 things I absolutely love about the game. Genuine gameplay innovation. For a while it felt like the series was playing it safe, but Battlefield 6 finally takes some real chances. The new kinesthetic combat system that, yeah, I know it sounds like marketing buzzwords, but it introduces a couple of game changers, the most obvious being the ability to drag down teammates while reviving them. This might sound small, but in practice it's a massive tactical upgrade. You are no longer a sitting duck trying to save a squad mate in the open, You can pull them behind cover, saving both of you. It's a simple change that encourages smarter teamwork. Something else to note here is a neat little feature, the ability to grab onto the outside of a friendly tank to hitch a ride and stick with your squad if the tank is full. Again, these are thoughtful additions that enhance the sandbox experience and feel like they should have been in the game for years. Now, I know some of you might not agree with this, especially when you see my specs down below, but the second thing should be the performance. The amount of stuff that's on the screen at all times, it's mind-boggling that this game runs. The Frostbite engine does some heavy lifting here for sure. Now, I know some of you will complain that the beta didn't run on your smart fridge or something, but come on, there's a lot of debris and particles flying around at all times. This game is not made with your Pentium 3 and 3DFX Voodoo video card in mind. On my system I got around 100 FPS. I maxed everything up and I played at 1440p. If you're playing at 4K, it's 4 times more pixels than 1080p, right? And 2 times more pixels than my 1440p. So if you're playing in 4K, yeah, your FPS goes down drastically. Whatever, I digress. Now, I couldn't think about the game without mentioning the destruction prone that's available in this title, and it's insane how can you level out entire buildings or just demolish a wall in order to have the line of sight on some objectives or street. The emergent gameplay that happens on the Cairo map at least is insane. Take a look at this, for example. We were very well defended in this building. Our enemy tried a bit to brute force into it, but we defended, then proceeded to demolish the entire thing with us inside. It was so cool. I had so much fun in this match. The next cool thing I want to talk about is you can change the loadouts at any time during a match when you are near a spawn point. That's priceless. If you feel your team is getting wrecked by vehicles, swap to an engineer and try to hunt a tank down, or just repair one of your own, The same with weapon modding, you can do everything within a match. Another cool thing is the contrast. In most cases in the gaming industry we try to avoid overblown lights, but this game embraces it. Because I like contrast, I think it looks cool, and all those intricate details that are left when a part of the building collapses pop even more. So I'm a big fan of art direction of this game. That's the good stuff, and there's a lot to be excited about. Before we get into the frustrations, and trust me, there are some. If you're enjoying this breakdown, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button, it helps the channel a ton. Let me know in the comments what your favorite moment from the beta weekend was. Now, I don't know how to start this, so here it goes. People that don't stop to resurrect are assholes. Now, to be frank, I'm not expecting you to stop and drag my sorry ass in the cover trying to rest me if I'm out in the open or just in a bad spot, although I'm doing exactly that. Just take a look at this. It can work, guys. You can do it. But for the love of God, just press 3 and zap me once you're running by. Easy. It's easy. And you get a lot of XP doing it. It's a no-brainer, to be honest. So yeah, if you picked medic just for the infinite ammo, you should be ashamed of yourself and you should go back to COD. Go back to COD. COD is that way. I'm kidding. 2. My biggest worry after playing the beta is the map design. Several of the beta maps like Siege of Cairo and Liberation Peak feel incredibly small and chaotic for a Battlefield game. While this guarantees non-stop action, it often feels more like a meat grinder than tactical warfare, you know. The relentless pace can be exhausting and vehicles often feel squeezed out on such cramped maps. There's a concern that if too many maps funnel players into constant choke points, the game will lose the strategic depth and freedom that defines the series, catering only to players, I need to say it again, catering only to COD players, you know. Number 3, all over the place weapon balance and TTK, and that's time to kill. The weapon balance and time to kill feel wildly inconsistent right now. There's a strong sentiment in the community that some weapons, particularly SMGs like SGX, feel more powerful than other starting weapons. This leads to frustrating encounters where you feel like you lost a gunfight before it even started. This is made worse by the super bullet feeling, where it seems like you die instantly. Players have reported being downed in what feels like a single frame, which developers have acknowledged might be tied to network issues or damage patching. When you can't trust the gunplay to be consistent, it kills the competitive feel. And don't get me started with the shotgun. I hate it so much, I didn't even touch it. Not even once. Maybe I should. Number 4. Now, the next thing I hate is following a 2-page tutorial on day 1 in order to set up my PC just to be able to run the game. Of course, I'm talking about BIOS shenanigans I had to do because otherwise the game wouldn't start. Cheaters defeat the purpose of competitive games. We all know that. And they all suck. What can I say? I hope it's worth it. Number 5. The amount of snipers on some maps make the game unfun. I'm sorry. I know the guys who like sniping should have their fun somehow, but come on. It feels like shit to be sniped right after you spawn. And engineers can take sniper rifles, so they're able to stalk vehicles and players. That combo seems a bit imbalanced to me. I don't know, just a thought. And since I mentioned it, some of the random spawn points when you chose a point are so bad and you end up spawning in the middle of 5 enemies sometimes. The game should do a check before spawning you in. And if an enemy is within 50 meters or something, it should ignore that point and spawn you somewhere else. And sorry, so if you're in a close proximity with an enemy and if some enemy has line of sight. So where does this leave us, you know? The Battlefield 6 beta is a chaotic, beautiful and frustrating mess. It feels like 2 different games fighting for control. One is brilliant next-gen shooter with smart mechanics and breathtaking spectacle. The other is an unstable, unbalanced experience held back by bugs and strange design choices. The foundation is incredibly strong. The gunplay feels great when it works, the new mechanics are fantastic, and the return of meaningful destruction is a huge win, the biggest win ever. But none of that will matter if the final game launches on October the 10th, plagued by the same technical issues and balancing problems. My hope is that the developers take the mountain of feedback from this beta, fix what's broken and lean into what makes this game feel special. If they can pull that off, this won't just be a Battlefield game, it would be one of the best games ever. Game of the year contender for me at least. But that's my take after a weekend in the digital trenches. Now I want to hear from you. What do you love? What do you hate? Drop your own lists in the comments below and let's talk about it. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more of this bad boy, take a look around my channel, see if you fancy what I'm covering, because yeah, I'm not in one game handy. And yeah, thanks for watching and see you on the battlefield.